Two, one. Yes, sir. We back. Episode 33. And it's gonna be a good one, y'all. We starting? You know we gotta start with the college boys. And who was at the center of these college boys? Well, that is the University of Michigan Wolverines.
Go blue. Let's go blue.
Amidst all of these scouting rumors, alleged cheating, a little bit of collusion has came in the mix with other Big
Oh,
Ten teams.
do tell. Do tell.
You never guess. You never guess. Ohio State. And I was being sarcastic, but this other one is coming out of Rutgers, which I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the beef Rutgers got with Michigan? What's the connection?
You
But
know, you know what the beef is.
yeah,
The beef
but
is comes from Shiano, but it also comes from Rutgers being the birthplace of college football, and yet Michigan is like the mecca because they're
yeah.
the winningest program of all time. So they always lived in our shadow and they hate us.
But let me make sure I get this one right. Ohio State and Rutgers named as teams colluding against Michigan in trading Wolverine signs. So allegedly, this is all alleged because Michigan got drugged through the mud because of this, but and they haven't even been found guilty of anything. Said
Right.
they should be kicked out of the playoff or the whole nine. But allegedly, Ohio State and Rutgers had a full list of Michigan plays and signs they gave to Purdue in advance of the 2022 Big Ten championship game.
Salty.
And as we could see, it didn't even work. And I said, we joked about it. We said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Everybody's trying to find an edge, right?
Yeah.
And when it's Michigan, I don't see Ohio State and Purdue and Rutgers all plastered over the internet and their coaches all over the internet getting posted. At least on my timeline, I may have a different algorithm than everybody else, but not to the degree I've seen against the Wolverines, the Michigan, Jim Harbaugh. Not to that degree.
Nope.
About this scouting and bringing up staffers and counter stallions at the center of it. I haven't seen anything like that, and I'm finding it odd, bro, that I'm not seeing that because this is new. This is today.
So the wild thing is, bruh, Ohio State so salty that they got drugged part two. This was after part two of getting drugged. They went ahead and hit up Purdue like, hey, man, I got something for y'all that can help y'all stop these guys. Allegedly, got to add that. And they ship them Michigan's what? You said signs and plays?
A
Like,
full list.
this is what I
Signs
mean,
and
bro.
plays.
Like, all this stuff is out there. You gonna get it regardless. If you doing your job, you gonna get all the signals, all the signs, all the play. Bro, it's right there. It's not hard
Yeah.
to find. So, like, I feel like the whole situation about Michigan sign stealing has just been laughable from the jump because you're going to see the stuff on film. Teams are changing them every week. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here? And
And
for Ohio State, and I can't leave Rutgers out too because they had no business. What's
Purdue's
their business?
Purdue's just as guilty, but
And Purdue accepting it. So it's
and they
like,
got stumped out this Saturday too, might I add.
yep.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with this whole cheating situation. Everybody was quiet. You didn't hear from any college football coaches about, oh, well, shame on Michigan. You know, I didn't outright hear anybody. I think I heard a sound bite from Deion Sanders, Coach Prime,
Yep.
saying that everybody's looking for an edge. You know, he not
Yep.
really reading too much into it. He worried about what they got going on. That very may well be the case. That everybody's just worried about what they got going on and trying to hold on to their season. But I think everybody got a guy. And if you don't think everybody has a guy, everybody has a counter stallions around the staff, then you playing yourself.
Everybody got a guy, bro.
You playing yourself. So let's stop it with this. And I've when I was defending Michigan, I said talent and recruiting trumps all in these situations. You could have every single one of those last two Georgia teams plays. They still would have went out there and produced because they was just bigger, faster, quicker, whatever you want to put it, better than whatever anybody else had to put on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the bottom line to me. You can know the plays and line up and still get beat because I'm better than you. I think CeeLo made a joke about Tony Romo last week that Tony Romo knew everything that was supposed to go on,
Yep.
but he didn't have all the tools in the tool belt to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not that good, you're not gonna get it done.
And if you don't think, like just using them as an example, you don't think Ohio State was in cahoots with Tennessee or Auburn or somebody about what they can know about Georgia? What can you tell me about Georgia? Coaches do this all the time. You'd be surprised at every single level. Every level. After, they got a similar opponent, right? And they're not rivals. They're probably never going to play each other, whatever. They'll hit up another coach like, hey, what can you tell me about this team, this personnel, things I can't learn on tape? And they're just trying to get an edge, bro. So if you don't think Ohio State went in there with some type of edge against Georgia that you're not going to learn from the all-22 film, you're kidding yourself, bro.
But to piggyback off that point, if you haven't played the competitive football like up to like the college ranks, even the high school ranks, bro, a lot of these coaches get jobs. Hard work, yes, but through connections and being on staffs with other people. A lot of these coaches, in some way, shape, or form, is connected to a team somewhere across the country that they could pull this receivers coach, this run game coordinator, this recruiting coordinator, and be like, hey, what do you like you said, what do you know? Because it's a big web. Everybody
Yeah,
knows somebody. Everybody goes and finds their guy, that person from this staff. You go to these head coaches, they've been on this team, that team, this team, and they're like, oh
right.
yeah, you was under this coaching tree. You know,
Yeah,
it's all a big web. It's all connected, bro. Everybody's connected. So
absolutely,
hopefully
bro.
this open your eyes up to what's really going on. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody trying to get an edge. You want to call it cheating. You want to call it scouting. Hey,
Advanced
but whatever.
scouting, whatever.
Advanced scouting. But Michigan won that game. Let's get back to the football side of things. I was at the game this Saturday night game at Michigan. Beautiful, great weather. You know they doing the lights. They play Mr. Brightside at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Everybody's
Yeah,
singing along. It's a good time. But what I saw on the field was, and Michigan's defense is going to get my helmet sticker. Defense slash special teams get my helmet sticker because they came through and shined the brightest in that game.
yeah,
And I can't say the same thing about the Michigan offense. Yes, they put up 41 points, but JJ didn't play that great to me. It looked like he looked a little all over the place. I don't know if he was just trying to do too much. He running right, throwing left. His feet ain't set all the time. He if you just look for Roman Wilson half the game, Roman Wilson was open.
yeah. JJ's bored. He's got a case of the boredom.
You know, I want to. You say boredom. I say a little bit of hero ball.
I was about to say a little dickhead.
I see a
he,
little hero
it's
ball.
too easy, bro. Like at some point, he like somebody got to challenge us. Like we talked about with Washington, bro. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna ball and I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna play extra loose because we're playing Purdue. That's what I think it was. Um, I mean, if you want to talk about Michigan for a second,
Yeah.
I seen a lot of like trick plays and stuff, and I seen the same exact thing from Penn State. So this is that point of the year where you're like, all right, our base stuff is all out. All these coaches that we're playing coming up, coming down the stretch, Michigan's got Penn State,
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, Ohio State, right? They got big match after big matchup. And this is the point of the year where you want to give them more stuff to study, even more different packages that you want to throw out there. And I feel like Michigan was doing that. They have their bread and butters, but they were, kind of showing a lot of different things, trying to keep Penn State's defensive staff busy this upcoming week. So I feel like that plays a part into it too.
I feel that. I feel that. Say just trying something. Say the
Yeah.
book is out. The book is out, basically. But to talk a little bit more about the environment, because I didn't get to watch a lot of the games because I was in Ann Arbor most of the day. Uh, bro, they was complaining about Donovan Edwards like a lot about his running, about the run game. But I was seeing the same things out of Blake Corum. Yeah, Blake Corum can fall forward for a few more yards, but Donovan Edwards in the pass game, he broke the game open with that wheel route.
Yeah,
'Cause the offense was flat, and he like gave a spark, and people still complaining like, "Oh, we can't break a tackle. You can't do this. You can't do that." I'm like, well, I mean, what do you want him to do? He don't have the hole. And I mean, like sometimes being great, you gotta make a hole for yourself. And
yeah,
Corum will just run through two people. But I'm like, he's not that type of back. You can't expect him to be Corum because that's what they got Corum for. So
facts.
just accept him for being great in the receiving game. Yes, the running is gonna come along. Maybe they need to switch some things up with what they run for him in the run game.
Yeah,
And just he'll have his time, bro. He's a great back. I think he'll get his time. So Michigan fans, just be patient with Edwards. Everything not gonna be a breakout run for 60 or 40, 30, whatever you want to call it. Just be
and
patient with the man.
last point on Michigan for me. For those of you who are nationwide and don't really understand how the vibes are around Michigan, y'all think all these Michigan fans, all us Michigan fans, are walking around on eggshells? Nah. Yeah, I'm out this weekend. I see more Michigan gear than ever. We're
No.
still out here prouder than ever, rocking our Michigan gear. Maybe ESPN and Stephen A. Smith are pumping up this Michigan scandal, blowing it out of proportion. But here in the mitten, we cool, yeah. We're not worried
Let me
about it. We're more proud than ever. We're our block him.
let me play what Stephen A said today.
Yeah, let the people know.
Big house. I said it with everybody in attendance, and I'll be damned if I'm not going to say it now. The Michigan Wolverines should be banned from the college football playoffs until the investigation is complete. You do not get to go to the college football playoff and rob potentially another institution from getting one of those Final Four spots. If it is open.
First of all, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop him right there. I know he had more to say. If y'all want to find it, y'all can find it on Instagram. Here's what I don't want to say. This is not these kids' fault. They just go out there and execute what the coach is saying. They not advanced scouting. They not doing anything. They put in the same 365 that everybody else in the country did to get
Yep.
prepared. They just doing what they coaches tell them to do. For to strip that away from them will be asinine. Will be stupid. Like that don't make no damn sense. To
And lastly, why are you trying to get ahead of the investigation, bro? Like, let it play out, man.
That's not the country we live in. You know, it's innocent
Yeah.
until proven guilty, and now stuff is coming out that other teams are looking pretty damn guilty. So, all right, do you want to strip Purdue? Do you want to eliminate the whole Big Ten? Because
Right.
we got now 4 teams that look like they involved in this whole thing. So I'm like, does Penn State get stripped of a bowl game? Does Ohio State get stripped of they playoff hopes? Do everybody gonna have to go down there?
Right.
You can't just say Michigan.
Rutgers a bowl team. Are they ineligible to play in their bowl? Why are you just talking about Michigan?
Because Michigan's the is supposed to be the favorite this year. I know people gonna feel some type of way about what I'm saying, but like they ranked in the playoff to be in the playoff. They one of the best 4 teams in the country. Let it play out.
Yep.
Let it play out, bro. And I don't like that because why are you, like you said, why are you trying to get ahead of the investigation? Nobody knows all the facts yet. And you trying to punish these kids.
Right.
I'm worried about the athlete. Me being an athlete, you know, don't punish the kids for what the adults did. The adults is the one that's putting them in this situation. They can't speak to them. They're the ones that's giving them the scholarships. They're the ones that's giving them the opportunity to play football. So punish the adults. Don't punish the kids. They don't have no hand in this. They don't have no part in this.
Facts. Allegedly.
Bad take. That's a bad take.
Terrible take.
Not the kids, man. Not the kids. When we was at Davenport, was anybody sending you out to go look at Ferris?
Never.
No. You gotta get ready for the game. You gotta lift, do everything. That's the last thing you worried about.
Go to class.
You watching the film. Go to class. You get your packet with the scouting report on it. That's what you get.
Yep. I ain't asked. Did you ever ask where? Hey, coach, where'd this information come from on the scouting report? You ever asked that? No.
No. Half the time you don't even care.
For real.
You don't even care. You see all this stuff about DBs. I'm a D lineman. I don't care about they freaking DBs or they quarterback or receiver. I'm like, well, yeah, quarterback and receiver, yeah, but like I don't gotta
Yeah.
cover them. I don't gotta cover them. I don't care. I'm looking at the
Right.
top formations, the top plays they run, all of this stuff.
Yep.
The bread and butter. I need to see the bread and butter and a few trick plays.
Yep.
Like, stop it with this. Stop it, Stephen A. But let's move on, bro. Let's cover the big games, the big upsets, the big wins.
Yes, sir. So we had a lot of fun this weekend in college football. I know y'all's tapped in. We're gonna start small and hurry up and get bigger. So Bedlam, the last ever Bedlam, Oklahoma State. I mean, sadly to some people, not to others.
Took a
Oklahoma
L.
State won 27-24. And it was a pretty good game. I mean, Oklahoma State basically was in control the whole game. But like the key things that I noticed were, I would say, the quarterback play. Alan Bowman, he was a kid who was at Michigan for a long time, sat behind Cade McNamara, sat behind JJ. He transferred from Texas Tech, came into Michigan, tried to play, wasn't ready. So this guy's a seasoned vet just sitting there. And he's finally getting his year to shine. He goes out there against Oklahoma, bro, and he lights them up. It's 28 for 42, 334 yards. And it was crazy to me because it's like, Oklahoma, you actually have something to play for here, right? You just came off a nasty L against Kansas. So you want to get that taste out your mouth, get it out your fans' mouth, and you come shit the bed in Bedlam again. Come on, yo. And the craziest thing about it, too, I'm going to fast forward to the ending real quick. Oklahoma gets the ball back, down 3 with a minute 45 left. And if you always tapped into that Texas-Oklahoma game, you know how it goes. All right, Will Stoops. Dylan Gabriel about to march him down the field, throwing the ball to Stoops. And Oklahoma going to win this game. At the worst, they tie it up, go to OT. And we did not get that. Oklahoma State bared down. Last play, Dylan Gabriel throws the ball 2 yards short of the sticks on 4th and 5. Throws a 3-yard out route. I mean, Stoops could have helped him out a little bit by running his route a little deeper, get to the sticks. We'll talk about getting to the sticks later when we talk NFL. Stay tuned. But, yeah, bro. I mean, it was just an awful loss for Oklahoma in the last scheduled Bedlam. So we don't know if they'll ever play again. Most likely they will, but won't be the next couple of years.
Yeah, they'll figure a way to bring it back. It's too important of a rivalry, and that's kind of the big thing with the realignment, right? Is you losing these regional rivalries, like
shit.
Man, that sucked for Oklahoma, dog, because you go from playoff hopeful to trying to get a New Year 6.
Yeah, they not getting on New Year 6. They about to be in
No.
the Outback. No, Outback's not a New Year 6. They about to be in the Outback Bowl eating kookaburra wings.
Kookaburra, eating the blooming onion. But what I also saw, bro, is Ohio State Rutgers. That's one of the games I watched on my way to Ann Arbor because I'm like, I gotta see what the fuss is about this number one team in the country, so-called. I ain't believe that. Wait, let me, before I get into that.
They so boring to watch. Go ahead.
How do you, as a number one team in the country in Georgia, get dethroned and you have not lost yet? And the team that you beat last year, I know it ain't the same team, dethroned you, and you're a back-to-back national champion. You have not lost. I know they talk about all this strength of schedule, but when they get to the strength of schedule, they handle their business too.
Yeah.
So how could you possibly dethrone Georgia with Ohio State, the team you beat in the playoff?
Look, I'm here with you. I don't think Ohio State has the nerve to be over Georgia or Michigan.
Michigan, two teams that you lost to. I know we keep talking about last year, but like these. Yeah. What did they haven't lost yet. They haven't played each other.
Right.
I say you stay on the king of the hill. I don't even believe Michigan should be the number one team. I think it should just stay Georgia until Georgia screws up.
Facts. Agreed. But
to not have bias.
But I was gonna say, to play devil's advocate real quick, you would like for the rankings to be year specific. We can take in the history and pass all we want to. Like Bama rode off that for years, but Bama going out there and doing it. Thankfully, Bama had a hard enough schedule to where they would have some quality wins on their schedule. Georgia playing in the SEC East, they don't have those quality wins. Michigan playing in the East, Big Ten East does not have those quality wins yet. We got Penn State, we got Ohio State. I would have said Maryland a couple weeks ago, but that's not even a quality win anymore after how they just looked against Penn State. But yeah, I mean, you play who's in front of you, but I do like the fact that the resume from this year is weighted heavily. But if that was true and they were really following that to a T, Washington would be the number 1 or number 2 team in the country. 2 at the worst, not 5. They would be 2 behind Ohio State if we're talking real, true resume. Maybe number 1.
But what's Ohio State's biggest win? Notre Dame? That just lost to a struggling Clemson team as of this
Penn
year.
State. I'd say Penn State's
State?
their biggest win.
Penn State, all right. I'll take Penn State as their biggest win because Penn State's still looking strong.
Yep.
But I'm like, shh. But let's get to the game. Rutgers is hanging around. They take the lead. They having long, sustainable drives. It's looking like they're going to make this one ugly. It's going to come down to the last possession. And then the turnovers happen for Rutgers. And Ohio State capitalizes, which what championship teams do. They capitalize on mistakes. They make plays when they need to be made. But that's not what a number 1 team looks like to me against Rutgers. So I'm like, they should have rolled Rutgers. I said a couple of weeks ago, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the best offensive player on the field week in, week out for the rest of the year. So I'm like, how is y'all not dominating Rutgers? I know they playing keep away, but how is y'all not dominating Rutgers?
Well, because they be in cahoots, stealing signs and sharing them with each other and stuff. They probably got each other stuff.
So you saying they brother-in-law on it out there?
Right.
They bro-law on it?
Yeah.
That make a lot of sense now that they
but real talk, to give Ohio State credit, to give them props, as a non-biased analyst here, one thing they do is they close out games. They finish games. We've seen this a couple different times, right? They were losing to Maryland in the third quarter. They could have lost that game, opened up the floodgates, and throttled Maryland in that fourth quarter. Did the same thing against Rutgers in the second half. So I will give them credit for that. They may start slow, but they're finishing games strong. They're finally starting to get a little bit of a run game. As good as Marvin Harrison Jr. is, he's not going to be able to carry. Calvin Core is not going to be able to carry y'all to a dub against Michigan. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
So shout out Ohio State for finishing strong.
Yeah, I'll give them that. Like I said, I gave them props for doing what championship teams do and, coming through in the moments when they need it most. And that defense looked for real. It looked better than it has the last 2 years.
Yep.
I'll give them the improvement for that. That was the big thing on them. But let's move along, shall we?
We shall. Can we get down to some good old fashioned SEC football real quick?
Yeah, that's where I was about to go, man. Missouri,
Yes,
Georgia.
sir.
Missouri, Georgia. Mizzou, man. Them boys come out on Georgia head.
Why they got Georgia number like that? They give Georgia trouble every year.
They coming out bombs over Baghdad, the QB dead leg and DBs and stuff. I'm like, they don't like them. I don't know if they put some extra piss and vinegar in their coffee in the morning when they see Georgia. But they play it on the line. But in all seriousness, Missouri is playing good ball this year. I like how they playing. They always one of the teams in the SEC. I think that go a little bit under the radar from the big brands there.
Oh,
no doubt. Man. Let's tap in.
Yeah, I mean, Missouri they have one of the most sophisticated pass games in the country. They got one of the best receivers in the country with Luther Burden III.
That's the name.
I mean, 7-2. They're 3-2 in the conference. 2 tough conference L's. Georgia and I want to say, you remember who the other L was? LSU in a shootout, 49-39 LSU. But anyway, Missouri's been a good team. So the fact that Georgia did have trouble with them early, another team who opened it up late, but they had trouble with them early. It makes sense, yo. Like I said, these are kids going at it. With a pass game like Missouri's, you're in every game from the start. I almost want to link it to like Ole Miss, bro. Like you can never count Ole Miss out. You see what they just did to TAMU this week. Like any given Saturday night, that quarterback can go for 400 yards and upset anybody. So
boy Dart. That boy Dart.
Yeah, so good job by Georgia actually hanging on and getting out of there with a dub.
All right, my boy. Let's slide to this LSU Bama.
LSU.
Yeah, I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me what happened, bro. Because I was at the Michigan game, so I didn't really get to fully delve into that. It looked like back and forth. I see Jaden Daniels get smacked in the blue tent, concussion protocol.
They thought dog broke his jaw. That's how hard he hit him. They thought he broke his jaw, bro.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's crazy.
But all right, let me give you a quick game summary. So the game was tied up at 21 at half. Right before the half,
I saw
LSU
that.
tied it up. Literally 5 seconds left. They tie it up. And we're like, okay, this is about to be one of those classic Bama LSU games, but not so fast because LSU scored first in the second half. But Bama goes on a 21-0 run after that. Did not look back. And the way they did it was all through Jalen Milroe.
He's tough.
Jalen Milroe. He's tough. I mean, let me pull up his numbers here because dude had a day, dude.
Four rushing TDs.
Let's see. I know he had 4 on the ground for sure.
And over
he goes 20 carries for 155 and 4 tutties. He didn't throw any because every single time he got down there, he was keeping that ball. Like there were some RPOs he kept, a couple mesh routes he could have threw a little drag. Nope, he keeping it and he getting to the crib. But while that's being said,
leave no doubt,
bro. If you was watching the game, Jaden Daniels was running the ball better than Jalen Milroe. Like
I see, he had over 100 yards.
He had 11 carries for 163. Milroe had 20 carries for 155. The difference is Jaden Daniels was throwing that ball in the red zone and throwing tutties while Milroe was just punching them all in. But it was one point in that game where in the second half, LSU had a 70% chance to win the game. And it sucks to have injuries in that type of situation because that could have been a big deal for LSU, beating Bama 2 years in a row. That's not going to happen. Saban not letting that happen. He's not about to let Brian Kelly come into SEC brand new and knock Saban off twice. It's not happening. But we almost saw it. We almost saw how it could have happened, and it would have been on Jaden Daniels. But, he got hurt, got knocked out, and from then it was all Bama, bro.
You saying, bro? All right, is we through the SEC yet? Anything else we need to touch?
Real quick though, before we leave, standings we got Bama 6-0 in the conference, leading the West. Georgia 6-0, leading the East. We got a classic coming down the line. Don't sleep on Bama this year, bro. Nah, I said this in like week 3. Like Bama not complete, but they're actually now selling out to who they are. They're finding their identity. We are a run first team, and our running guy is our quarterback.
But after they established Milroe as the guy, is when stuff changed for them. Because he even said it himself. He was like, "All right," in the it was UAB, I believe, right? They they was in a tight game with them. They played 3 quarterbacks, and then the next week they was just like, "All right, we're just gonna go all in on Milroe." And after that, season changed. I feel like he got his confidence all the way there, and he was like, "You know what? Let me play to my strengths." The offense is playing to his strength, his legs, big arm, and they bought into that. And I think everybody else bought into it, and they like, all right, we about to go crazy.
Yep.
But here we go.
Real quick, though, big picture thing, though. Going into this season, we didn't do a college football preview, but I was really high on LSU. LSU is by far the best 3-loss team, probably of all time, but definitely this year. It just sucks to see how their season played out because if they survive in Ole Miss and if they survive in Florida State in that neutral field, whatever, this would have been a game where I feel like they would have had the juice to overcome and beat Bama, and it would have been crazy. But like I had high expectations for LSU, and their defense just simply has not lived up to it. It's been atrocious from
No,
them all year.
no, it's a revolving. I don't know what you want to call it. What you want to call that defense? They got.
I don't
I
know,
can't even
bro.
think of a good metaphor, but it's wide open. You could run whatever you want to run. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ride them just like a bus route.
Yeah,
But
bro. It's sad. It's sad to see, man, because this is a very talented team. And maybe if they had Joe Burrow still, they'd be undefeated with this defense. But it's hard to win games when you're giving up 40 plus every week. And we've seen
we
seen that out west.
We've seen it out west. That's
Let's
where I want to
let's
go
get
next.
to it.
So, hey, Caleb, give me a heads. We got Caleb about to call in for the helmet stickers. Caleb, give me a thumbs up if you ready to give your helmet stickers real quick. Dog finna call in. He ain't at the headquarters. So let me tap bro in, patch him in real quick.
Cappy man.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna
What
drop
up,
them
dude?
helmet stickers.
Look here, man. Helmet stickers. Whew. Florida State, give me the helmet sticker for the full team, man. We were
Nice.
talking about college ball.
Surviving
Who else I want to give a helmet sticker to? Oregon. Give me the helmet sticker for Oregon,
Ooh.
man. You
Big
know, that's
Ducks.
your team, the Ducks. I didn't really get a chance. You probably talked about them already, but give me the helmet sticker for the Ducks.
No, I didn't. They stood on business.
They stood on business, man. And can I jump into my NFL helmet sticker while I'm here?
Hey, we'll circle back. Go ahead.
We'll circle back.
You can go ahead with yours.
And then the last college football helmet sticker, give it to my dogs out of Michigan State. Anybody gonna shout them out because they ass, man.
Senior night, baby.
Look, last
Man.
home game of the season, right? We pop it off. Harlan Barnett take out NFL coach Matt Rule. Look, man, Spartan dog for life. I ain't go there, but it's in my bloodline. I was born there, so
Yeah.
Not really though. I was born in Detroit, but I was born there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Spartan dog for life, man. Done my college helmet stickers. I'm still gonna be watching live. I'm gonna jump back in when y'all do the NFL. I don't got to give it right now. I want to give it at a better time. So let me know.
I got you, my boy. We'll pat you back in. Yeah, that's real quick. CeeLo gave us a good segue to go out west. You know what I'm saying?
He sure did. We talked about how bad LSU's defense was, and now we got to talk about how bad USC's defense is.
The coach got the boot, which I feel like he should have got the boot a long time ago. That was way overdue. That was way overdue.
Oh,
you should have known. You should have known he was going to cost you, like, I don't want to say the season, but to be dramatic, the season when last year you was going back and forth for Utah, and then you went back and forth for Utah in the Big Ten chip. If you would have just got 2 to 3 stops, Caleb Williams could have put you in the driver's seat for them games. 2 to 3 more stops. I'm not saying they didn't get no stops, but in a lot of these games, 2 to 3 stops, you let Caleb Williams get you some points on the board, get you a little bit more cushion other than 2 points, 3 scores. Come on, man. Or you even up big on Colorado and you let Colorado storm back into the game within a score. Are you serious?
Yep.
You're supposed to tell your defense, choke these boys out.
Facts.
But I'm gonna let you delve into this a little further.
I mean, all right, bro. So we talk about Colorado and USC basically having the same issues, which is not being able to establish the run game. And I thought in this game, maybe USC had figured it out because Austin Jones had 127 on 11 touches. And every time he touched the ball, it felt like it was a 15, 20-yard run. He'd get into the second level. And a lot of that came early on. They kind of shut that down a little bit later. But USC kind of went against what we all think of them as, let it fly all over the field. And they started pounding the pill on Washington. And that's why they were going blow for blow. But this is the difference between USC, Colorado, and Washington. Washington actually can pound the pill start to finish And Dylan Johnson, it's my helmet sticker of the week, bro. Dylan Johnson had 26 carries for 256 and 4 tutties for
Bro,
Washington.
that's a road to glory game.
That's a road to glory game. I'm talking road to glory 09, 10 on the 360.
Boy,
I
with
mean,
a Heisman quarterback behind center. Now to jump in while you going off, this is all. Now we know they could run the ball. We've seen it in
Yep.
flashes this year, but they just so damn good at passing the ball because they got talent across the board on the edges. They receiver coach call them the takers because they take the ball out of the air. They don't want them to be receivers. And you got a Heisman candidate quarterback behind center. So why the hell wouldn't you throw the ball 40 times a game, 50 times a game? But they can run the ball because that O-line is that.
Yeah.
Michael Penix, for the most part, be clean in that pocket. And you don't think them boys could run block? You're kidding yourself. So they came out there. They handled business. They ran that ball 256.
And
it's
I mean,
it's going to be important in the playoffs.
It was definitely coming in critical moments too, because Washington gets the ball back. They're up 45 to 42, right? 3-point game. And they're back in their own territory. And Dylan Johnson breaks off a 53-yard run. And at that moment, Alex Grinch lost his job. You got a 3-point game. You got Washington back on their 9-yard line, all the way back into their own territory. And Cuz breaking for 53 in that moment, he's got to go. DC got to go. And I was texting y'all in this group chat. Like, this is something we say every week. But, like, again, you can't give up a run that big in that situation. He capped that drive off with his 4th tutty of the day. They went up by 10, and that was all she wrote, bro. But, like, I love to see that from Washington, right? It's a balance thing that Colorado and USC have not figured out offensively, because while you have these all-world prospects at quarterback, you also have to protect them in a run game. And that's not just for their pass protection, but that's for their mental protection too. You don't want them seeing ghosts out there, right? You don't want them dropping back every single play. That's just not good for nobody. So shout out Dylan Johnson. Shout out Washington for the dub. That was a legendary game out west, man.
But Colorado has some changes too. They shifted around that staff. They to CeeLo's point, gave the offensive line duties to someone else. They gave the play calling duties to someone else. I can't remember their names from memory right now, but they shifted that around. And the game plan was get the ball out of Shador's hands quick and establish a run game against Oregon State, who, you know, they physical up front. They one of the more physical teams in the conference when it comes to just our front seven is going to be better than your front seven, and we're going to beat you up in the trenches.
Yeah.
On the offensive line and the defensive line. So I feel like that would have been, this is a tougher game for them to try and do it against a tougher opponent, matchup wise. But like we know it's not going to go away, and it's not going to be fixed in a week just because you made the change. It's not going to be immediate. Like there's still a lot of work to be done with that. And like you said, your run game is your best pass protection because you got to make somebody think about something. I said it last week. As a defensive lineman, and I'm playing Colorado, I know I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to put on my best pass rush move. You know, like as a defender, that's what I'm thinking. He going to drop back, and knowing him, he going to hold on to the ball a little bit. Sometimes he may hold on to the ball a little bit too much, but that's cool with me. I know they're going to pass the next play anyways.
Yeah,
like every one of my homies going to get open, going to get through the line on the other side of the field. So this is still a lot of work to be done. We knew Colorado still is players away. They like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In college football, you can't be players away, and in this case, it's a player and a few coaches away from winning 2 to 3 more games. Because now it's looking like it's going to be some tough ones to try and be bowl eligible. Like,
I mean, I said at the beginning of the year they win 4 or 5 games. That's good enough for me, right? Like from winning 1 game the previous year, overhauling a new roster. So I don't want to get too deep back into Colorado. We already know what it is. I do want to talk about this week's upcoming NCAA slate, though. We
Yeah,
got
come on.
USC at Oregon, right? Or is it Oregon at USC?
Let me check. USC at Oregon.
USC at Oregon. We
I'm
also
watching.
got Utah at the Dub at Washington. So we got some good work out west. Talk to me about USC and Oregon first. How you feeling as an
I'm
Oregon fan?
absolutely not worried about this game.
Not one bit, huh?
Not one bit. Bro, USC, this is the type of game where Bo Nix gonna show that he started 500 games again.
Yeah.
Because USC is very undisciplined up front. They get out of their rush lanes a lot, and Bo Nix slides to his left, slide to his right, find Troy Franklin, find Tez Johnson, find Herbert, find Ferguson. And then they got a run game they can rely on Bucky Irvin, and it's slipping my mind, Whittington. They can hand the ball off to. So I feel like they're just going to beat them up front. I feel like the game plan going to be similar to how they played Utah, where they just took them out of the game right away. And all that running around Caleb Williams is going to be doing, the receiver's going to be plastered because his defense is good as well. From the defensive line to the
You don't think
DB. So
Taj Washington getting off? What's up? You don't think Taj going for 100 again?
they could have 100 and lose 34 to.
Don't say
I
nothing
don't
crazy.
know. I
34 to what?
I think they're gonna put up more than 34. They just put up 60 last week.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might see a 50 burger.
I would expect nothing less.
I see a 50 burger because somebody else might be calling the defense and might change up a few things. I don't know. They might get some different players in, different personnel. I don't know. But
yeah.
I'm not worried about this game, bro. Like
Okay.
USC is in shambles. They ripped that Trojan off the side of the helmet, and it's an O and a U underneath there. So
definitely
that they have an identity crisis right now, and I just don't think USC is in the mental space to beat Oregon, who is very confident and playing great football to pass. Even in the loss to Washington, they was playing good football. So
yeah.
I'm not stressing. Ain't no sweat off my brow about this game.
So I'm gonna tell you how USC can win this game real quick. I'm not predicting that they will. I'm telling you, if you put together a SGP, this is how it must be built. Also, I'm saying Caleb Williams is going to have, I would say, anywhere from 330 to 350, right? Minimum. To win this game, he's going to have to throw 4 to 5 tutties. I don't know if Marshawn Lloyd's coming back or not, but if they lean on Jackson, he gonna have to get in the end zone, and simply it's gonna have to be a 58-61 USC win if they're gonna win this game.
Understandable, but that's
and
where
I don't see that happening.
This is where I jump in to say, don't get into playing their brand of football.
Right.
You know, that's Washington's brand of football to go up and down the field. That's you know, some of these other teams. But you stick to the run game. You don't let up on them. I'm not saying play conservative by any means, but stick to the run game. Keep the ball out of Caleb Williams' hands. Shut it down early. Cause a few turnovers. Get up by 20, a few scores. Make them have to play predictable and pass the ball. I know Oregon sometimes struggled a little bit against receivers.
Yeah.
But I say just take them out of the game early. Take the air out of them early. Choke them out. And don't get into their brand of football, which is let's light up the scoreboard.
Also, on the SGP, you just made a great point. It would have to be USC first quarter money line attached to that because they're not playing catch up to beat Oregon.
I say if you get the kickoff, take the kickoff. If you win it, take it.
Yeah,
and score on them immediately.
Facts. Agreed. All right, Utah. You think they got a shot at knocking off Washington while they're streaking? I think it is at Washington.
Tough.
I think Washington is favored by probably 12. I'm just going off the dome here.
That's tough.
Washington is favored by 9.5. I think Utah, just like in the Oregon game, just don't got the horses right now to go buck for buck with Washington. So I'm just projecting. Yeah, I'm projecting they don't have enough balance. Sione Vaki still that guy, but he not gonna be enough. Give me the Huskies minus the 9.
Yeah, I think they handle him. I think they handle him. It may be close in the waning moments or waning early game, whatever it is. Like this is what I see from Utah, right? They miss that defense is still there, but they missing them tight ends. They have had good tight ends like the past
Yeah,
like 2 to 3 years. I mean, Kincaid's a first rounder. He doing his thing in the NFL. But for like when they was beating Oregon, they had like a 2 tight end set and they had a dog running back. And they
yeah,
very thin at running back. They don't have their starting quarterback in Cam Rising. So it's tough. It's tough for them to like just pound people
yep,
like how they usually do. So that's where I think they're not gonna win this game against Washington. If they can get to that and find it and somebody step up, then yeah, that's how they win the game. Is they play keep away, just like I said Oregon is. It might sound lazy as an analyst, but you play keep away and you find a way to establish a run and have some people step up, you got a chance.
yep.
And that defense can cause some turnovers. You might have to score on defense. So that's what I got to say.
Lastly, before we go to the league, let's slide to the Midwest real quick. We got Michigan going to Happy Valley at noon on Fox. Gus Johnson on the call. Joe Klatt. What's happening?
Yes, sir.
I got the Wolverines, man, by a score and some change. I got the Wolverines by 10, man. I don't know what the actual spread is, but I just don't trust Drew Aller. The actual spread is 4.5. Drew Aller has shown me, and when them lights really get bright and he in a high pressure, high variance situation, that he's not going to be able to make them throws. They don't have the playmakers. They don't have the playmakers around him to help elevate him to where he needs to be to beat a team like Michigan, bro. I think Michigan is going to find a way to take Katron Allen and Nick Singleton and kind of shrink them down a little bit, right? Not completely eliminate them, but shrink down their impact on the game. And if that happens, Michigan will have control, and JJ will throw, 3 touchdowns, Colston Loveland anytime, Roman Wilson anytime, Blake Corn for 2 of them things. Let's roll. 24-14, Michigan wins.
Here's what I'm saying, though. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, this is where I try and think creative and not say just, like, Michigan going to win the game. I think Michigan by 6, Michigan minus 6.5, but if Penn State was to win this game, they rely on them running backs, and then you make Michigan bite on play action. Because Drew Aller just sitting back there and trying to be a technician is not going to work against this defense. Nobody's been able to do it. So I say you get some play action going, you bring out some trick plays, give yourself a chance. But I am rooting against Penn State because I'm a Michigan fan and I'm biased.
Yeah, Michigan is susceptible to some trick plays, some big plays, like anybody else. So, yeah,
It's an aggressive. That's how you get an aggressive defense.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's all I got for college this week.
All right, slide to them grown men's. But all right, man. Cool. All right, in the NFL world, we went out to Frankfurt. You and CeeLo ain't believe that my homie now was gonna do it. And this is what scared. This is why I didn't pick Miami. I saw them against another good team in their own division in the Bills who handled them up front. And I said it briefly. Miami doesn't have a consistent run game. They can get to the run game, but it's like a big play thing. It's a zone type thing.
Miami got one of the best run offenses in the league, bro.
Oh, but it's not. It's good, but it's not consistent enough to me.
You're right.
Consistent. It's not consistent enough to me. You know what?
Because they've been beating up on bad teams and boosting their run numbers. You're correct. But it is one of the best offenses, run offenses.
But when Detroit gets to their run game and Kansas City gets to their run game and San Fran gets to their run game,
it feel different.
It hit different.
Yeah.
They beating you up. Them runs add up. And for Miami, it's boom or bust. To me, what it looked like. If it's not like, I think they're not built to get like 5 yards in the cloud of dust, 4 yards in the cloud of dust. Or like even Philly. We can go to Philly.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like they gonna beat you up front. It's gonna be like, damn, like we don't want to defend the run.
I mean,
We
Miami
gotta,
obviously misses A-Chain too, right? Don't you think?
yeah, they do. And I
Which,
told, and Kansas City front seven is stout. Carl
Yep.
Loftus and Chris Jones out there.
That was my
handling
biggest
business.
takeaway from this game is Kansas City's defense is very, very, very legit, and defense travels. You know what I mean? Offense may have an off day, may not be able to, shake it and drop 40, but defense going to be there week after week. We even saw it in they lost last week to Denver. The defense was great. Defense travels, man, and Kansas City's defense is not a fluke. It's for real, yo. It's the best defense Mahomes has ever had by far, and they can carry this type of defense to a chip. Real talk.
And I don't want to keep tooting my own horn, but I said Mahomes' way of checking down a pass is him using his legs, and he had 27 rush yards before he took 2 knees. He had 27 rush yards, extended drives, kept Miami off the field.
Yep.
Helping that defense, letting that defense rest up so they can get after him on the next drive. But Mahomes did his thing. And my biggest takeaway from that was, Kansas City's defense. That defense scored. Anytime your defense score, that increases your odds exponentially to win that game.
Yep.
So, without further ado, man, let's get into this 1 o'clock slate.
I mean,
NFL.
I don't even want to talk about every game, but we got to talk about Baltimore, man. Baltimore, bro.
Best team in the AFC?
Best team in the NFL? Question mark? By chance? Maybe. At this point, halfway point of the season, we're there. If I'm giving out a halfway Super Bowl, I'm probably
Baltimore.
See,
it's
got to be Baltimore, bro. It's got to be.
We've seen some weakness out of team. Like Baltimore's worst game is when their receivers didn't catch the ball against Pittsburgh.
Yep. Facts.
And that was pure dropsies. They had the dropsies that day. And without that, bro, they probably undefeated. They handled Pittsburgh in that game. But if was a fifth, I'd be drunk. So let's get into it, man. Lamar, to me, is playing on an MVP caliber level.
We tried to told y'all.
To me, you clean the fumbles up, you cool, but I'm going to sing Lamar praises on here. This is Lamar's safe zone. He balling. And the receivers came through for him in this game, as opposed to what I was just talking about. OBJ finally had a breakout game. That defense still looking legit. Kyle Hamilton looking like a monster.
How about Keaton Mitchell on the ground, 138? Come on, man. Just picking running backs up from the practice squad. Come on, bro. Come get 140.
Did Gus Edwards have 2 touchdowns again?
I think he only had 1, but
all right, 1.
Shoot, I did cut the game off when it was 31 to 3. So let me see. Gus the Bus had 2 of them things, bro. Keaton Mitchell had 1.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. So, yeah, dog, Mark Andrews had a dominant game, too. So, all around, the offense humming, and they peaking at the right time. So, shout out to them. But we did skip Monday night. The Lions.
Thursday? Oh.
Thursday. No, it was we skipped Monday night. Because the Lions. Oh, we did talk about Gibbs, did we?
Yeah, we did.
I'm tweaking.
Yeah, we definitely did.
We
went on Tuesday last week.
Okay.
We went on Wednesday.
Yep. So we did cover them. But the Jets and the Chargers was a snooze fest.
Snoozer. Let you snoozer.
But who is getting a helmet sticker from me is Joey Bosa, man, coming back from injury, forced fumble, 2.5. I think he had 2.5 sacks. He split with 2.5 sacks, 3 assist tackles, and a forced fumble in the red zone. So a timely one against Zach Wilson. And that defense reigned supreme against the Jets. But any thoughts on the Monday game before I let you slide to?
No thoughts on Monday. I mean, I want to say Kellen is, starting to figure some things out a little bit more. But I still need to see a lot more from this Chargers team before I take them serious. They're still a long ways away. They were trying their best to give the game away to the Jets. And Zach Wilson was trying his best not to take it. I mean, they had 7 sacks. The Chargers defense don't even get off. How they ain't getting off on y'all? They're not supposed to get off on nobody. Yeah, they got numbers. Yeah, they got talent, right? But come on, bro. They got to get off. That's a get right defense. That's the type of team that you get right against offensively. Zach Wilson, come on, bro. Terrible outing. But yeah, Chargers, y'all not clear yet. Y'all not in the clear yet. Y'all coach still his seat still a little bit hot to me. So nothing really impressed me. But you know who did though? The alopecia assassin.
Yes, sir.
The hairless hash slinging slasher.
Serving up hot dots and looking like
serving up hot dots with the hash sling, man.
Yeah, my boy was practicing the cadence on the sideline before he checked into the game. Joshua Dobbs, who was traded to the Vikings, traded once again on his, I don't know what team this is, but traded from the
4 or 5.
Traded from the Cardinals mid-season. He started on the Browns, traded to the Cardinals to be the backup until Kyler Murray came back. And then Kirk Cousins goes down to Minnesota. Y'all know the story. Gets over there. He's supposed to be the emergent. He's supposed to be the backup. He wasn't really supposed to do nothing. They was gonna let Jaron Hall spin, and they let him spin. And then Jaron Hall got his noodles knocked. Insert Joshua Dobbs. He got nerves of steel, bro, and got some ice in his veins because he threw a pick and he had a fumble.
Yeah.
And it looked like, oh man, the Falcons about to run away with this thing. But you know what? He tightened up. They drew some plays in the sand. He was like, man, if everybody covered, I'm finna just tuck the ball and run.
Led the team in rushing. Just, hey, all right, I'm gonna just tote this pill for almost 70 yards.
That's something Minnesota ain't having. Kirk Cousins.
Absolutely not.
So with the rush, he established a run. So
Facts.
So yeah, bro is this something we probably ain't gonna ever see again. I don't know, backup QB, and he need a stable home to be at because he playing. In my opinion, he playing better than Kenny Pickett, and I feel like the Steelers gave up on Dog way too early. I don't know what the situation was, but he need to be somebody's starter because he's been playing. I know he's been on the Cardinals losing games.
Yep.
He beat the Cowboys. I'm gonna keep saying that. But
he almost on the wrong side. He was almost on the wrong sideline on Sunday, really. Like imagine Dobbs in Atlanta. Like Heineke wasn't awful. He was Heineke. It was the classic Heineke experience.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Better than Ritter.
Right. I mean, kinda. They basically the same, dude.
He couldn't have did no better than he couldn't have been. He was better than Rippin. He was better than Jordan Love, in my opinion. He was better than
true.
Who else on here? I can't say Levis, but like better than a fair amount. He played better than Tyson Bagent. I know it's like his third start or whatever.
No, Bagent was balling though.
Yeah,
if he was watching it, he was balling, bro. That was our local game, so I had to.
He's played better than Daniel Jones this year. I know Daniel Jones just got hurt, but better than a lot of people. He's played better than freaking Jimmy G. Like a lot of these dudes who were starters, keep clearing them. I want to give a huge shout out and a helmet sticker to Dog as well. Joshua Dobbs.
Yep.
Man, a baller, a gamer, astro rocket scientist playing quarterback in the league.
What else? Like Texas? Bro, what's crazy is Lebelab ready? If he's not ready, we can touch Thursday night real quick. Not yet. All right. Thursday night, I almost forgot about this game. I had a lot to say about this game in the moment, but since it was so long ago, we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the box real quick while we here.
Man. Oh man.
It was an unbettable game, but I knew it was going to be super entertaining because Pittsburgh and Tennessee are literally the exact same team. They're built the identical way. We talk about coach, quarterback, and program. The program between Tennessee and Pittsburgh, and I would say almost like New England a little bit too, they all come from that same type of ilk, right? They all built the same. So it was a fun game to watch. But Levis impressed me again, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but just watching him play, he looked comfortable. He was throwing some really good balls. Seeing him hit 18-yard dig routes and stuff like that, like things we never seen Tannehill do in his whole time in Tennessee.
No.
I feel like Levis could really open his offense up a bit. He's still brand new. He just played his second game in the league, yo. He didn't throw any tutties, but like honestly, I felt like he carried himself well, handled himself well, and I was impressed, bro. I really was.
For a rookie, yeah. Here's my narrative on Will Levis, right? Off the field, you know what I'm saying? Had that girl with him at the draft. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Gia, everybody on Gia at the draft, everybody talking about where your mom's at. But
yeah,
in all seriousness, cut her loose. No more social media. You know, everybody pumped you up to be a first rounder. You in the green room, you get embarrassed. You no more pre-draft videos, none of that. It's just you and football. You a backup's backup, and all you got is football. That you getting back to keeping the main thing, and you just sitting there, you practicing, you getting better. It's just football, and you get on the field, and your preparation shows, bro.
yeah.
So this like I said, I made a video on him like a long time ago saying it's not an attack on him, but he just wasn't that guy in this draft. But now he's showing to be he is that guy through work, and I think he got his confidence back in that time.
Well, the NFL is a humbling experience, man. You gonna learn quickly that they can go on and live on without you. And I feel like he had a good snap back to reality on draft night, and he put his head down, and he looks like he's been working, man. Looks like he's been working.
And I think it worked in his favor that he didn't have to come out there week one and play like a Anthony Richardson, like a Bryce Young, like a CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud balling. We're gonna get to him in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that game was entertainment. Deontay Johnson came back, finally got him a touchdown.
Yep.
But we got to go to Texas, man. We got to go to Houston.
No, I got one more before Houston. Real talk.
Who?
I said we go Giants Raiders, man. I know it's not the 1 p.m. slate, but he's gone. McDaniels is gone, bro.
Forgot we didn't get to cover this.
Josh is gone, bro.
Yeah, he's a bum.
The players are telling the media like, yo, it feels like a dark cloud has been lifted from this franchise. Like they walking around free as a bird. Antonio Pierce, a real NFC beast legend. Hated seeing that guy in New York for so long, bro. He's the interim head coach. Bro, the Raiders went out there and just balled, dude.
They say he actually up for the job. I hope he get a legit
I hope
chance.
so. He remind me almost of my dog D'Amico's Ryan in a way, like just the way they carried themselves, bro. Like the Raiders played their best defense they played all year. I mean, granted, they were playing against Tommy DeVito for half the game, but even when Danny Dimes was in the game, they wasn't looking no good. They wasn't moving the ball. They wasn't doing nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They handing the ball off to Danny Dimes or not handing the ball off to Saquon on 4th and 1s, bro. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, the Raiders made them boys play, and they was balling, bro. So I'm happy to see Josh. I'm not happy to see him fire, but I'm happy to see the Raiders living up to their, potential.
Did you hear this? What came out about the players? They said they was talking about Pierce because he was on the staff. They was talking. They were like, hey, he got up in front of the team. He was like, I played for the Giants a long time, and we played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And our identity, week in, week out, we don't care who we playing. We think we better than y'all, and we gonna outplay y'all. And Josh McDaniels said something along the lines of, hey, don't talk about the Patriots like that. And that was said to be like one of the final straws on the camel back that got him ultimately up out of there. And I like to say coaches, the best teams take on the personality of a head coach. And I think none of them players who was in there was going to take on the personality of Josh McDaniels, one of these like quote unquote gurus who came out of the Belichick machine.
Yep.
And they think they try and be Bill Belichick, but that's not what the NFL is today. And you got to get with the times, bro. Yeah. And these players is certain ways to do things. It's certain ways to do things. These are grown men. They're not military troops. These is millionaires that you got to deal with, day in, day out. And I think Pierce is relatable. The player's coach, and I feel like a player's coach is gonna win over somebody who thinks they're the smartest person in the room
Yeah.
every single time, bro. And I like what Pierce doing. He brought another thing he did that was great, bro, is he brought the practice squad players on the sideline because
Oh yeah.
apparently something I didn't know is they don't bring the practice squad players on the sideline. And I'm like, man, they the scout team basically. They giving them looks. They doing everything else. They busting their ass. They trying to get on the roster. So
Yep.
I'm like, he said to dangle a carrot in front of them. It's a good thing to be like, hey, if you keep working hard, you could possibly get on the 53 man and be on the field. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Max Crosby a dog. Devontae a dog. Jacoby Myers is a dog. Josh Jacobs is a dog.
Yes.
Hunter Renfrow is a dog. And they finally
Hunter
got
Renfrow is. I'm glad Hunter Renfrow is free, bro. Like, I don't want to just keep diving into Josh, man. But I texted y'all a couple weeks ago. I think it was during the Lions game. I'm like, McDaniels is calling this game like Brady is still his quarterback, and it's just gonna be out there to make him right. Like, no, he's calling this game stiff, methodically, and like his 2010. And
trash.
Sure, that will work if you had Tom Brady, because the Patriots were like that, right? They ran a tight ship. They were pretty stiff. They would have a little wiggle in a slot, which I thought Renfrow would have been a perfect guy for that, but whatever. Yeah. But like the Patriots were very timing based, very methodical offense. And he tried to do that with the Raiders, and it just was not a fit, bro. It was not it. Not with Jimmy G. Sorry, sir. All right. Now we can slide to Houston since you can't wait to get down there. Niggas,
yeah, bro. Shut up. Anyway,
I don't want to talk about them niggas.
I'm about to talk about them because I named this episode "Loud and Stroud," and that's just what it is. I'm gonna take y'all back to Ohio State versus Georgia when I seen something in CJ that I hadn't seen just yet, and it was a little bit of that dog in me that I saw, some clutch that not everybody got, bro. Mm-hmm. He could have had every excuse if he would have lost this game. Your field goal kicker go down. You got to get 2-point conversions. You can't rely on just getting in field goal range. You got to put points on the board. You got to get in the end zone. He would have had every excuse that why they lost this game. Oh, good game. But no, he goes out there. He hooks up with Tank Dell. He hooks up with Noah Brown. Hooks up with Dalton Schultz. You know what I'm saying? These is multiple players. Nico Collins. He hitting up multiple players for 470 yards, the rookie record. CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Went out there and led them boys to a victory over no slouch of a defense. I know they let up all them points, but just a year ago, a lot of these players was the core pieces on a Super Bowl defense. And he went out there and made them boys look like Swiss cheese. So, Rookie of the Week, helmet sticker goes to CJ Stroud. I know CeeLo gonna give him 1 too. He can get a couple, but he went out there and balled out. And he looking like the best quarterback in the draft.
I mean, bro,
like Carolina made a mistake.
He making Carolina really look bad. Apparently, the rumors out of Carolina is they all wanted CJ. The whole staff wanted CJ. Steichen. I mean, not Steichen, but right, whatever dog name is, can't remember. But the owner was the one who David Tepper stepped in and was like, "Nah, we got to take Bryce." And of course, that news can't really just come out cleanly. It's got to be allegedly, but allegedly the owner just made a big mistake. Watching CJ, I like his poise. I like how quick he is kind of reading things. I mean, sometimes he holds the ball a little bit too long, and it causes him to get sacked a lot. You don't want him taking hits, man. You got to protect that man. He's the future. But I like the way he plays, man. He be letting it fly. What really surprised me the most watching CJ this year, and I had to make an apology week 3 and talk about how good he's been. And it's because of how good he's been under center. I mean, coming out under center, that's one of the hardest things for these college quarterbacks to learn how to do, because think about it. These are Gen Zers, man. They've never been in the pro style
shotgun.
Our generation was the last generation in a pro style offense when we was kids. Nowadays, you go to a youth game, them kids all in shotgun from age 6 on up, dude. It's crazy. Back in the day, we was under center running that eye, that wishbone, the power, the weak, the strong. We was learning it all. CJ and Bryce and all these dudes been in shotgun their entire life. And for CJ to come in here and be as efficient as he is under center, learn a real boot game, real play action game. I'm not talking play pass. I'm talking play action. The things we watch Manning and Brady do for years. That has been the most impressive thing for me because he's selling it and he's getting the ball out quick and he's on target. His arm talent is off the charts. Talk to me, Caleb.
We gotta add him in there.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Can y'all hear me? Look,
I hear you.
out in Stroud, you seen it, man. Hey, that's my fantasy name. I had to change it. Had a mid-season change. We had a mid-season QB change in the 111 ball club where Deshaun Watson had to get the boot. Maybe I'll jump on Deshaun later, but I got to let y'all know he had to get the boot, and he got the boot, and Stroud was the man that stepped up, stepped in, and now he's stepping out on niggas, man. Come on, bro. It's CJ, bro. We all knew what CJ was going to do. I feel like we all knew what CJ was going to do.
Yeah.
And Melly touched on it, seeing it from that playoff game against Georgia. He got that dog in him. He's a football player. He ain't no cognitive test taker. You know what I'm saying? He a football player. He got that dog in him. 470. And I believe it was under 40 attempts. Under 40 attempts, 470, no picks, no fumbles, and 5 tuds.
To quote the great Cardell Jones, we ain't come here to play school. Came here to play football.
Exactly.
Real Buckeye, man.
And on top of that, he had a 2-point conversion.
That he ran in.
Yes, sir. And guess what?
I gotta have it. Yep.
Now that we midway through the season, we got some stats we can go off of, and one of them is my favorite, and it's the fact that he already got more passing touchdowns than QBs that's been in the league 2-3 years already. We can look it up. You can fact check it. I had to fact check it myself.
Talk to me.
I believe he has more passing touchdowns than the Steelers' Kenny Pickett.
Yes, sir, he does.
Y'all know I've been harping on Kenny Pickett all podcasts, all
Kenny.
episodes. Anytime Kenny get brought up, anytime the AFC North get brought up, Kenny Pickett gets the business. I do not like him. He's not a good QB. All right? So he got more passing TDs than him. I'm almost positive that he has the same amount of passing TDs as Jordan Love.
No, he's got to have way more, right?
No, I think they're tied. I think they're tied at 14.
Okay.
Jordan Love only played like two games in his career before this year.
No, you remember that other season where Aaron Rodgers got hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
He broke his collarbone.
Yep.
I remember when he played against the Chiefs, dude, and it was bad on prime time. That was like his first game.
Right.
And I remember like one other game.
Right now, through 8 games.
Red shirt.
Through 8 or 9 games, right? Because we on week 9. Yep. He is first or 25th in the league, but that's number 1 in my book because he has 1 interception. He has played elite defenses. He's played Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? He's played a top 10 defense in the Bucs that he just shredded.
Yep.
Right?
Actually, I mean, well, yeah, go ahead.
All of a sudden that Baltimore loss don't look so bad.
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro.
He's played a top 7 defensive back room in ATL.
Yep.
He's played a top 10 defensive back room in Jacksonville. Bro, he is a dog. And when you look at all of his numbers through 9 weeks and you look at them in the statistical categories and you round it all up, it rounds him out to be the 4th best quarterback in the NFL league through week 9 of the 2023 season. The Texans found their guy.
The eye test backs it up too.
He found that guy. The eye test. I love the eye test. I like advanced analytics
the eye
too.
Test is backing it up. That's the best part.
I seen a leader.
And
leader of men.
To go along with the CJ helmet sticker, you got to give it to his running mate Tank Dell. Right?
Not Noah Brown?
Not Noah Brown. We giving it to Tank Dell.
Okay.
You know why we giving it to Tank Dell? Because he has 6 catches. six catches off
He had a
11
clutch
targets,
catch.
114, 2 tugs.
Nice.
2 of the 5, right? 2 of the 5. I'm giving it to Tank Dell because he a rookie, bro. We not expecting that from him. We should be expecting those kind of numbers from an Ohio State receiver that's been in the league for 7 seasons now.
Man, he was a staple in Dallas. I miss him already.
You know,
Mhm.
you wasn't saying that last year.
He was a pure run blocker. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Noah Brown.
all right. There you go.
I'll
That's what
talk.
you did
I'll
say.
talk about this when we get to the Cowboys game. Go
That's
ahead.
what that you did. You did say that about run blocking, but
Dude, he's the
you
best
weren't
run
saying that
blocking
about
receiver in
nothing.
the league right now. It has been for like 4 years straight.
You weren't saying that about nothing else, but it's cool. So yeah,
Well,
man. Texans got their guys. They got guys on defense. That whole team get my helmet sticker. CJ, Tank Dell, the defense. Even though they gave up a bunch of points to Baker Mayfield and Co.
Yeah.
It's respectable what D'Amico putting together out there.
facts.
If we continue to talk about the AFC South and their future, everybody's in trouble, bro. That is probably the youngest quarterback class or youngest quarterback division in football right now.
Oh, it is by far.
Everybody's in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah.
Trevor
Yep.
Lawrence, Will Levis just got named the starter. CJ Stroud just got drafted this year, and then you got whatchamacallit, oh boy, who's out for the season.
You got AR-15. Yep.
AR-15
Yeah.
was having his ceiling was looking pretty high,
Oh,
but
yeah.
as you can see, it's some IQ things, and he don't know how to protect himself. Hey man, I just want to end it on this. I got D'Amico Ryans NFL Futures Coach of the Year, regardless of what their record come out to. I think he put a team together that nobody expected to be good or win games this year.
Yes, sir.
I'll second that real quick to Caleb's Coach of the Year point. If you look at who's gotten it in the past, it's usually surprise teams. Like look at Dayball getting it for New York, right? It's not like New York won 14 games, but New York was a surprise and they overachieved according to preseason aspirations and stuff like that. So D'Amico is definitely a good candidate. I will go check them odds and lock it in tonight. Don't wait
Yeah, they
too
are.
late. Lock
They
that in
overachieve.
tonight. But yeah, hey, shout out Houston, man.
Okay. We got another big one with Dallas and the Eagles. NFC East matchup.
Sheesh.
Come on, man. My team lost last week, so what's going on? What's going on with them boys? It looked like a little back and forth, and then the Eagles got the edge on them boys, man.
So I'll tell you what, man. Mike McCarthy, dude, caught a hell of a game. We talk about Fat Mike all the time, bro, and I be torching him, yo, because he be doing dumb stuff. But if you look at how Dallas came out to attack them early, that was it. I'm seeing Dak under center, taking 3-step drops, 1-step drops, hitting slants, yo. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the type of unpredictability that Dallas has lacked for the last 8 years, dude. 8 years. And I really feel like Mike called a good game up and down the entire game, even down the stretch in those critical moments in the last 5-6 minutes of the game. So I would just start there. But man, it really felt like it was a winnable game for Dallas. I don't know how you felt, your perspective, but I felt like it was a winnable game.
I thought Dallas was gonna be able to take care of secondary that ain't been really consistent in the Eagles, and they've been letting up a lot of yardage. And what from the last game I seen with Washington, which the Eagles played, Sam Howell took advantage of that secondary, and he had a really good game. I think he had over 300 passing yards.
Yep.
So I was thinking in a vet like Dak with, I would say, I don't know, CD Lamb. You got CD Lamb there. He might have it over 100 yards a game the past 3 games. So I'm like, yeah, that'll be the edge. That'll be the edge they get over the Eagles because Slay can't cover everybody. And then Ferguson was unleashed the week before that with having a touchdown. And then he came back this game, had another good game. But hey, I feel like they just ain't have enough time. It was some mental error with some of the plays they had in the red zone where they didn't capitalize, and that's where the game was won ultimately in the red zone. And the Cowboys been not the best in the red zone this year, to say the least. I'm not gonna pile on them because they lost, but they ain't been the best in the red zone all year. So
Yeah.
to expect them to come through in the moments, which they was coming through in that game specifically, they was, but when they needed it the most, it wasn't there.
I mean, dude, simply this game so often comes down to one particular down, and that's third down. And this is why I emphasize play calling on first down, right? I don't talk about second down much, but first down is what's really going to set up your third down, right? Dallas was 6 for 15 on third down. I mean, we need that closer to 11 for 15. Now, we did convert our fourth downs, but not all of them, right? We're not going for every fourth down, you know what I mean? So, like, that's a lot of meat left on the bone. That would be my one gripe. But, I mean, the last drive, dude, we get down there, 1st and 11. Yep. I mean, a false start, that hurts. You take a sack. Now we 2nd and 21. Come on, bro. Delay a game. Now we 3rd and 26 when we was 1st and 11, basically, right? It's 20 seconds left in the game. You're 1st and 11 at this point. And somehow we're 3rd and 26, throwing up a Hail Mary to win the game, and CD short. And it's just like, yo, we can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot like this. Terrence Steele was absolutely atrocious, our right tackle. I mean, that's really where we lost the game, bro. That was half of our third down not conversions was because he was giving up sacks. Dak got sacked 5 times, bro. Like, what do you expect him to do? He threw for 375 yards. Dak is the number 1 quarterback against the blitz in the NFL, dude. You got to protect him, though. Like, if Philly can send 4 and get home to Dak, I mean, what do you expect to happen? There's no way we're going to win that game. We got to be able to protect with 5 against 4, yo, for at least 2.5 seconds, right? 2 seconds. And that's really what irked my nerves watching the game. Is like, we can't take sacks here, right? And Terrence Steele is just getting beat one-on-one by Brandon Graham and Hassan Reddick. Now, there also was a clip out there. I mean, we can go coach's corner for a second, but there was a clip out there of some idiot talking about I think it was Jake Ferguson. Yeah, Jake Ferguson was wide open on one play.
The last play.
Yeah, that wasn't the last play, but that was like a minute left, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you guys something, dude. Not trying to be condescending in any manner, right? But if we have some knowledge about football, we might as well share it, correct? That situation is cover 1, clear as day. And you have an all-pro safety and Kevin Byard playing inside the third receiver. I mean, this is how I was taught how to read smash concept, and this is how I teach how to read smash concept. Dude, if it's cover 1 and you have one high safety who's playing 5 yards depth and he's inside of number 3, the tight end on a release is just a hot read. He's not something you're actually working. He's just a hot. So if you're not there at the snap of the ball, it's really a pre-snap read. But if you're not there at the snap of the ball, you don't throw that ball. So what Dak did was he went to his first read. You go hot to 1 to 2. He went to 1. That was CD. It was cloudy. He's getting pressure. You instantly get off that because Byard bailed out. So now it's cloudy. You don't want to throw that corner route. I mean, in less than 2.5 seconds, he's already to his technically third read, but his second read. And he's throwing the ball, a curl route to Jalen Tolbert. And everybody's killing Dak because they're like, Ferguson's wide open. You guys don't understand. That's not part of it, bro. If he throws that ball 9 times out of 10, it's a hospital ball or it's an interception. You can't stick on that hot read. Mike McCarthy actually called a great play there, bro, because it's a zone and a man beater. The man beater was the curl on the backside. My biggest issue, and I screamed out loud when it happened, I said, Tolbert, that's the issue, bro. Why is that not CD running that curl on that backside? Why is that not Brandon Cook? Why is that not Michael Gallup? It's the personnel, bro. That's the one thing that pissed me off. It was the personnel, dude. And it was
Yeah.
not Dak's processing. He got to the correct read. The ball could have been a little bit better, but bro, come on, bro. Y'all niggas are
I feel
watching
like
from a broadcast view. You're not watching from a quarterback's perspective.
Yeah, he looking at it like this, and they looking at it from the armchair.
Yes.
So I'm like, it's easy. It's easy to play armchair quarterback when you
Very.
sitting there. That's why when we got the question, it was like, could you throw for 10 yards in an NFL game? I said, hell no. Me
Half y'all
personally,
niggas could not. No.
me personally. But yeah, it's easy to see when you looking at it, like you said, from the box. Like that's not actually what he's seeing. He's seeing Bayard bracketed over top of him, and everybody manned up across the board. But
I'm sorry,
I
I had to go on
digress.
that rant, dude.
I digress. You can go ahead, but I want to get into something because the NFL power rankings came out, and I want to talk about it for a quick second. If I can get back to here, I'm going to the DMs because I want to make sure we got to this. Number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. To go back to my King of the Hill speech. Kansas City's the King of the Hill.
No doubt.
Only teams that's beating them is like but Denver. Well, like you said, we could wipe the Denver game away and say it's kind of fluky, but what have you. Number 2, Baltimore Ravens, who I said was probably right now the best team in the NFL. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. I got some problems with that one.
I have big issues with that.
Number 4,
Large.
San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they only 3 games, kid. I'd probably swap them for the Bills. Number 5, the Miami Dolphins, who lost to number 1. Number 6, the Cowboys. That's interesting.
Hey, stop right there. You know what's funny? Literally, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Cowboys are like a pointing Spider-Man meme, bro. All 3 of them niggas are the exact same. They're all the exact same team to me. And
team,
all 3 of them, not near one of them, are serious franchises. All right, go ahead.
The team that just beat the Cowboys. And didn't the Eagles beat the Dolphins too?
Yeah, punish the Dolphins.
Why are the Eagles number 7 on this list? ESPN Analytics. What's going on? Wow. Number 8, the Chargers.
Hell no!
The Bengals at 9, and then the Jaguars.
Yeah, this list is bad, dude.
This list is shit. I'm sorry.
It's bad.
First of all, the Bills, they good, but they suspect, and they just got spanked by the Bengals. Why is the Bengals? I know the Bengals started off slow, but Joe Burrow was on one leg, man. I don't know if it's just a computer putting in the data and spitting it out. I'm assuming that's what it is. It's not actually people watching the game. But if you want to go eye test right now, give me the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Eagles,
the Niners, the Lions,
in that order. The Lions. Oh, the Lions not even on the list.
The Niners, the Lions, in that order. Yes.
The Niners, the Lions, and then everybody else is interchangeable. I think after that, besides them, out of them top teams, like you said, everybody else is interchangeable from week to week. If we not being computers, from what I've seen with my eyes, of pure dominance, them top 5 teams. What we talked about, the program, the head coach, and the quarterback.
Yep.
You might not believe Jared Goff is the best quarterback, but his O-line and his run game make up for that tremendously, and the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to 4, same thing. Eagles was in the Super Bowl last year. Chiefs, Super Bowl. Ravens. Lamar was hurt last year. What happened, but they playing great ball up until this point.
Yep.
And then the Niners, you know what I'm saying? Reigning NFC West champs. Game away, injury away from competing with the Eagles for that Super Bowl spot that the Eagles had. So what are we doing, bro? What are we doing, ESPN Analytics? Hard reboot the computer, throw the computer away, and do something else.
Yeah.
Clean up.
I think they need to write a better formula, man. The function is not it, yeah. You need a better what is it? Probably predictive analytics. You need a better model there, yeah, because that one is not it. Or they're just reading the regression wrong.
I don't know. Clean the data lake. Start over because that list was boo boo.
Yeah,
need some work, and I think we We fixed the list. We fixed the list for y'all. But what we got to look forward to for the NFL before we cut this thing?
I mean, let me check real quick. I know my boys is playing New York, so we're chilling.
Okay.
We got a bye week. Let's see. Week 10. Oh, okay, that's fun. Lions Chargers is fun. Texans Bengals is fun. Texans Bengals is about to be a lot of fun, low key. CJ back in Ohio.
Yeah.
CJ back in Ohio. This time in Cincinnati. The Bengals are favored by 7. I feel like that's heavy, yo. The way these Texans playing, nigga, I would not favor the Bengals by no more than 4.5.
That's heavy. Josh Allen, and I hate it because the Bengals just played the Bills, who are turnover prone, and CJ to this point has not turned the ball over.
Yeah,
so
that might be the underdog money line of the week, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Low key,
and
it's a rough week, dude.
My Niners play the Jags at Jacksonville. Hopefully, we can get off that skid. And I feel like I ain't seen the Jags on TV in like a month.
Oh, we do got a hood bang out. We got the North. We got Browns Ravens.
Ooh, I think the Ravens handle business again. I'm sorry. Deshaun Watson gonna come back his second game after playing the Cardinals to going polar opposite and playing that buzzsaw of a defense in Baltimore. Our front seven, once again, I said it last week, is nasty. Them DBs nasty. Them backers is nasty. Roshan and Queen. You know what I'm saying?
Will say this though. There is something about Lamar facing teams with good, quarterback pressure, right? Like losing to Pittsburgh this year was basically all based on pressure. If you look back in the past, teams who blitzed him have given them trouble. We always go back to that Miami game where B-Flow just ran 0. It just blitzed them all game, and they couldn't score. So yeah, we got a chance that the Browns can make this nasty, muck it up just enough to stay close, and then possibly hit a game-winning field goal. Right? That's the North. That's the AFC North. It's unpredictable. So I would not just go heavy on Baltimore this week because that game could go either way. And I believe, like you said, Deshaun Watson is back, so could go either way.
Thursday night, we got an ugly game with Carolina and Chicago. Man,
I'm gonna watch it too. That's what's crazy. I'm about to watch it.
So I got 1-7 guy.
1-7 versus 2-7. I'm about to watch it too. Real freak, boss.
I think DJ Moore about to go for 2 of them things. Max DJ Moore out.
Yeah, max him out. Give him 110, 2 tutties.
All right. I'm trying to look ahead at something I would want to see. Oh, this is a game where I think LA catch Detroit.
You said that.
I said that a couple weeks ago. They is coming off a bye. They're gonna be healthier, and the Los Angeles Chargers still don't have a run game.
And they're coming off a short week because they just played last night. This is not a good time to ride Chargers. So I'll let you recant that statement. It is at LA though. That helps.
I'm gonna stick to my guns and just say the Chargers. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll say I was wrong, but I still think the Chargers get D boy.
See, I think the Lions really need to lose to like a borderline great team, or have to play a borderline great team to really lose.
They play the Saints down the stretch.
They're about to watch the Saints. The Saints are terrible. The Lions are about to body the Saints. What are we talking about?
Do we get
about Taysom Hill? They don't even know who their quarterback is. Taysom Hill still think he's the starting quarterback. If you ask him right now, he'll put a microphone in his game. How do you think you played today? That nigga will think he's taking an interview as the starting quarterback for the Saints.
Bro, but if they watch the Chargers, the Bears, the Packers again, the Saints again, the Bears again, like
the Packers, no, they're not beating the Packers.
You don't think they beat the Packers?
That's the one they're gonna slip up. Yeah, they're gonna slip up. That's Thanksgiving, bro. Lions don't win on Thanksgiving. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? We're from Michigan. We know better.
So you're saying when all the casual fans watching and they see the Lions lose again,
they go all bet heavy. Oh, the Lions are good this year. Tell their uncles and shit, and the Lions gonna come lay an egg. Jordan Love gonna get them out of there.
Oh, Bears, Broncos, Vikings. Do you think the alopecia assassin get him?
I still think, regardless of who's playing quarterback, I don't care if it's Jaron Hall. I think the Vikings win one of those two matchups. I do.
And they got the boys.
Yeah, Dallas is gonna probably flex their muscles and beat Detroit by 15,
At Dallas.
15, 16.
Yeah, Lions don't got a good history against them.
Nah, they don't beat us.
So I'm counting 3 L's. So that's 5. You think 12-5? That's a 12-5 season.
I don't just be saying stuff, bro.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, bro. I don't think we touched just about everything. The short's gonna come out. If you got this far, like, comment if you agree with us, comment if you disagree with us, and subscribe. If you hate us, you can let us know in the comments. If you love us, let us know in the comments. Show your support. Share this joint. We on Spotify, Apple Music, and TikTok and Instagram.
And we not like a lot of those other pods that just be ducking smoke, bro. If you talking crazy in the comments, Melly probably gonna clap back at you. If Melly don't, CeeLo will. If CeeLo don't, I will.
Yeah.
And if I don't clap at you, Mike catch us clapping back at you. So yeah, go ahead.
It don't even really be that, bro.
Man.
I just want a friendly discourse. We could debate. We could talk. You know what I'm saying? If you
That's
got
all
something you
love.
ain't like of what I say, you think I'm an idiot, let me know. But
all
without further ado, bro, I love y'all, and I'm gonna get us up out of here.
Thank you.